So I'm going to talk about the season 2 premiere of Duncanville from Sunday, May 23rd. Starting off with the Dad's Banana Boot episode. Duncan does not have to go to summer school as long as he passes a physical exam, which he does with the help from his family. The Harris family end up going on vacation to a resort. Jean has some artwork, but it does not look so good. Yeah, she's not a very good drawer. I mean, what do you expect? She's 5 years old. So, yeah. And Annie and Jack don't want to hurt her feelings. So they told her that they will put the rest of her artwork under the sink with her other artwork, as she just wants her artwork to finally go on the refrigerator. Duncan freaks out when he sees a guy talking to Mia. Duncan tries to get out of the car, but Jean holds on to him and Kimberly holds on to Jean. So Duncan won't get out of the car. Annie gives him some Benadryl to calm him down. Oh, man. Kimberly wants a new look, especially to impress a boy named Jeremy. Her hair is now blonde and she gets a spray tan. Jean wants to make an art piece to go on the fridge. While Annie and Jack have some alone time, they meet a couple named Nick and Nina, but they become too close to them as they are not swingers, as Nick at times always says. Duncan calls Yangtze, Wolf, and Bex to see if they know anything about the guy that is with Mia. In Mia's image, the two are in Mia's room. Because of that, Duncan feels like something's going on between Mia and the guy that she is with. Kimberly tries to help him out, but nothing happens. Annie wants to have a family moment on a banana boat and forces Jack to tell Nick and Nina that they can't hang out anymore. I mean, Annie doesn't even recognize Kimberly. And then Jack didn't even know that was Kimberly. He asked, "That's Kimberly?" Don't even know that's his own daughter. Oh, man. Yeah, it gets to the point where Nick and Nina wants the Harris family to join them in their room in bed and watch The King of Queens. Jack meets up with Nick and tells him what is going on. However, the next day, Nick and Nina have stolen the Harris family's banana boat since they don't take rejection lightly. Wait a second. Hold on. Now, Nick seemed like he was fine when Jack told him that they couldn't see each other again. But then all of a sudden, the very next day, you had the nerve to let them know that, oh yeah, by the way, we don't take rejection lightly. Are you kidding me? Those two are something else. The Harris family, they ride on a jet ski to follow the couple. Kimberly falls into the water and Jeremy saves her. Come to find out, Jeremy's real name is Norman. And just like Kimberly, he wanted a new look. It looks like Kimberly has found her soulmate. Wait, so does that mean that she no longer has a crush on Wolf? It would sound like it, because I know she was head over heels for Wolf in season 1. The Harris family get their banana boat back. A jet ski shows up on shore. Annie thinks that they all killed Nick and Nina. And it was funny when Jean asked where Nick and Nina were. She asked herself if she should call adults now by their actual names. And then she called her own parents by their first names. Jack, Annie, what are we going to do? Jean, you're 5 years old. You shouldn't be calling people by their first names, okay? You're 5 years old, and you definitely shouldn't be calling your parents by their first names. Although there are some people who do call their parents by their first names. They go to Nick and Nina's room to burn their clothes, etc. Eating shrimp, aka known as the Seafood Tower, they make sure that no one finds out that they are murderers. Nick and Nina are alive and well as they scam the hotel so they can get a free vacation. They set the Harrises up. The family returned home from their vacation. Jean drew a picture of the family covering up a murder. Duncan goes to see Mia, and the guy she was with is her ex-boyfriend. They made out, but the spark was no longer there. And then Mia had a feeling that Duncan was jealous. And then she mentions about how he took a picture of the two college girls. Well, that was part of Kimberly's plan to make it look like Mia would be jealous if she saw Duncan with two college girls. And then he got the nerve to say they were all over him. Boy, no, they were not. They were just part of the plan. And And then Mia thinks that she should be jealous of Duncan as she touches him. But then all of a sudden, Duncan freaks out and he runs and jumps on the back of the truck of Zeb's. It's like, where are you going? Why are you running away from Mia? She's not going to bite. She just touched you. But now all of a sudden you freaking out or you have to run to the back of the truck. Man, what is wrong with you, Duncan? Relax. And moving on to the second new episode of season 2, Duncans New World. And I enjoyed this episode. This episode was so freaking funny. It was hilarious. So Duncan is driving, and I have to say Duncan is the worst driver ever. I might as well say he's worse than SpongeBob. I mean, Duncan, he's driving with his leg out. I don't know why he's driving with his leg out. Who does that? I mean, Annie even told him not to drive with his leg out, but he doesn't listen. He's still doing it. And then he has the nerve to not stop at the railroad gates down as a train is coming. The dude doesn't put his foot on the brake. He puts his foot on the gas to speed up to beat the train before his whole family gets hit by the train. I'm like, what is wrong with him? They could have died. Why is Duncan driving so reckless? This is not drag racing. This is not speed racing. Why are you driving trying to beat the train? Are you serious? What is wrong with Duncan? I can't believe he did that. But while he is driving, Jack is reminded of his father, Dick, who ironically is a dick because of the way he has treated Jack. And he always insulted and belittled him. And then Annie tells Duncan that his leg is sticking out. Duncan, with this dull look on his face, like he's not paying attention at all, he goes, Then all of a sudden, he hits a guy that's right on his bike, and the poor guy falls into the shores, hoping and praying that he doesn't die. I hope he didn't, but we don't know what happened to that guy. We'll never know. It's a mystery. Annie wants Jack to have her back since she is tired of being the bad guy. She's tired of Jack being a soft touch, but Kimberly and Jean don't mind, and I'm sure Duncan doesn't, even though he didn't say anything. Duncan is chilling with his friends at night at a fast food joint. Duncan gets to sit next to Mia after she's fascinated with him and his ghost representing grief from some horror movie that she, Wolf, Bex, and Yangtze saw. But Duncan has broken his curfew, causing Annie to be worried and thinking that Duncan is either making out or bleeding out. That was funny. So the whole family go to the fast food joint. Annie can't go in because she has a hole in her pajamas in a bad spot. So she gets Jack to go in there in the restaurant. That's your excuse because you got a hole in your pajamas in a bad spot? Girl, if you don't go in there and confront your son. Jack goes into the restaurant and he tells Duncan that he's got to go. Duncan tells him that he has a good explanation as he tilts his head towards Mia, letting, Jack know that I have a good reason. I'm with Mia. So Jack is impressed, and so he is about to leave until Annie balls her fist up and pounds it to her other hand to let him know, you're not going anywhere without your son. So Jack confronts him again, and then Duncan tells him to calm down, and they'll talk about it when he get home. And he apologizes to Mia about it, and then he tells her, oh, don't worry about it, he's a pushover. So then Annie does the with her breath on the car window, and she writes hell no. And it was so funny the way Jack said it, but I just loved it when he said, hell no, you'll make me here now and at home because that is where we are going. Jack said it with passion. So Mia tells Duncan that they can always do another time because her parents are away, and so she was wondering if Duncan would want to come over to her place for a peacock and chill. I'm guessing that's obviously like Netflix and chill. But she said that her parents will go out of town again in the next 6 months. But Duncan is like, no, we need to do this tonight. You want me now tonight. And who's to say we may never get this again? Duncan like Dane Cook. No, we're going to have peacock and chill. Stat. Pronto. Tonight. I don't care about my dad. He's a pushover. He ain't going to do nothing. He don't have the balls, the guts to tell me what to do. So Jack confronts him again. And so Duncan doesn't know what to do. His friends are looking at him. Mia is happily waving at him like, hi, Duncan. And everybody else is looking at him. What does Duncan do? He gets pissed off to the point he cusses out Jack, saying, F you, Jack. Everyone in the restaurant is shocked. Duncan is so embarrassed that he he runs out of the restaurant. Where are you going? Where are you off to? And why are you running like Barry of the Goldbergs? You know how Barry runs in the Goldbergs? Duncan running like he Barry of the Goldbergs. Very next day, he peeks inside his parents' room and sees that they are asleep. So he goes to the door, but there is Annie at the front door. And I'm like, how'd you get to the front door when he saw you two in bed? Apparently, Annie hired some doubles for Duncan's school crap. So as he's about to leave for school, Annie tells him that he hurt Jack's feelings as he is rocking in a chair back and forth. So Duncan apologized, but it was a celebrity apology. And Annie tells Duncan that no one at school is going to be impressed. Wrong, because not only his friends, but everybody at school was impressed that he cussed out his own father. I mean, even Mia was impressed. I didn't think Mia would be impressed. I thought Mia was going to be like, Duncan, I don't think that was cool for you to cuss out your dad. But she liked it. She actually liked the rebellious side of Duncan. Boy, Duncan would do anything for a girl, huh? I know you in love, but you cussing out your dad so you can go peacock and chill with Mia was totally uncalled for, Duncan. So Mr. Mitch talks to Duncan about what he's done to his father. And he told him that he pretty much hurt his father's feelings. And Duncan just happily said he destroyed him. Why are you happily enjoying that you destroyed your father? You, not only did you destroy him, but dude, you pretty much destroyed his manhood, confidence, and his self-esteem. So Mr. Mitch told him that who's going to be there to high-five you for your first kiss from a girl? Who's going to be there when you pass gas and then for someone to blame it on the dog instead of you? Who's going to be there to bore you to death at your wedding? Duncan doesn't understand what the heck Mr. Mitch is saying until a little tiny Duncan is in the inside of his brain pulling a string from a brain that says empathy. I mean, he's pulling it like he's about to cut the grass. So Duncan gets it, and then he thanks little tiny Duncan. He doesn't thank Mr. Mitch. And I think that was what caused Mr. Mitch to say, that kid need to get hit. Oh, my God. Mr. Mitch said Duncan need to get hit. Oh, my. I can't believe he said that. I guess he was hurt. I guess Mitch was like, oh, okay, so you're not going to thank me? Fine. Do you need to get hit? Screw you, Duncan. So Duncan goes back to the house, and he begs Jack to punish him. And Annie is all for it. But Jack just doesn't have the guts to punish him because he respects Duncan so much for cussing him out because wish he would have done the same thing to his dad. So we get a flashback of Dick, ironically, his dick of a father, being a dick to his son at his job as a teenager. I mean, the guy literally was an asshole in the flashback. The dude is just throwing a basketball, a soccer ball, one of the roller skates, and a tennis ball at Jack. And then so when Jack tries to tell him off, he just doesn't have the guts to do it. He just says that he's going on his break. And everybody's just looking as they feel bad for Jack. I mean, they're like, oh my God, what kind of father does that to his own son? So Jack, unfortunately, just didn't have the guts. Plus, he also felt that if he did, he felt that his father would have thrown him into a window. Jack asked Duncan how did it feel when he cussed him out. Duncan said, oh, it felt like a cool grass under your feet on a hot summer day. Ooh, that sounds nice. Cool grass under your feet on a hot summer day. Meanwhile, Kimberly and Jean decide to be a little rebellious, as they figure they can do whatever they want while Annie is too busy worrying about Duncan. Kimberly drinks some coffee. Annie doesn't do anything or say anything. Then Jean makes up about them being sick, so they're going to stay home from school. Annie still doesn't do anything. So they continue doing what they want, and Jean grabs a pair of scissors, and she runs with them. You shouldn't be running with scissors. Duncan decides to help Jack out as they go confront Dick. Duncan felt that it was important to help out his father, then go peacock and chill with Mia. So they go to I'm guessing the retirement home or whatever, and they visit Dick. And shockingly, he's happy to see Jack. What's going on here? Apparently, we come to find out that Dick was jealous of Jack, so that's why he tore him down to build himself up. Really? That's why you did that? Yeah. You truly live up to your name. You are truly a dick. So anyways, Duncan leaves. All of a sudden, Dick wants Jack to change his diaper. Jack wasn't expecting that, but he would do anything for his father. Then some woman wants Duncan to give his grandfather some pills for his back pain, so the meds can keep him being nice, because once it wears off, Dick will go back to being a dick to Jack. Duncan runs back to Dick's room and he sees Jack putting baby powder on his own father. Jack realized that his own father did not mean those things he said, and changing his diaper was just to be embarrassed. Dick grabs a tennis ball and throws it at Jack's head as he feels he's going to cry. Duncan motivates Jack to cuss his father out. Dick tells Duncan that Jack is not man enough, so he wants him to say it to his face. He also throws a tennis ball at Duncan. Wow. Not only do you throw a tennis ball at your own son, but Dick throws a tennis ball at his own grandson? I am not liking this dude. He is such a dick. That is when Jack finally cusses his dad. A tiny Jack, just like a tiny Duncan, is inside Jack's brain as he is pulling on a string, just like Tiny Duncan, on the brain that says rage on it. Start already, Tiny Jack says as it looks like he's about to cut the grass. Yes, please start already. Cuss your dad out, which he finally does. Jack said, F you, Dick. Yeah, get him, Jack. It's about time. Duncan and Jack give each other a thumb signal, followed by Dick knocking Jack through a window. I mean, ironically, Jack said he was afraid that his dad would throw him into a window if he ever cussed him out, and he actually did it. But Jack don't care, because after that, the Harris boys run away and go back in the car as they drove away together, listen to pump up music. And of course, Duncan, with his reckless driving, tries to beat a train, and luckily they get past it. But all you had to do was put your foot on the brake as the railroad gate was coming down. Nope, he put his foot on the gas once again, trying to outbeat the train like it's a race. Again, you and your father could have died, Duncan. What is wrong with this dude? He need to get his driver's license taken away. He shouldn't be allowed to drive. I'm sorry. I mean, he made SpongeBob look like an actual good driver. That's how bad Duncan is. Back at the Harris household, Duncan and Jack are sitting outside in front of the house. Even though Duncan is grounded, Jack lets him off the hook so he can watch Peacock and chill with Mia at her place. And as Duncan's replacement, there is a I lost it. There's a Duncan double. What is with Annie and Jack and these doubles? Jack tells the Duncan double to slump over a little bit more so Annie won't tell the difference. And then all of a sudden, the Duncan double grabs a squirrel and he eats it. The end. Yeah, so the 2 episodes of Duncanville were great, especially the second episode. The second episode was so funny. Jack finally cussing out his father. I'm glad Jack finally had the balls to cuss out his dad. Duncanville is such a funny show. Welcome back, Duncanville. Season 2, everybody. It's back on Fox. This is going to be one heck of a summer. All right, guys. Tell me your thoughts on the 2 episodes. All right, see ya.